You see, most men think it is until the bedroom goes cold that is when their wives has checked out of the marriage. But in this video, I'll be talking about obvious signs that will let you know she has checked out a long time ago before you even noticed. One, she's physically present but not there. Let's look at an example of probably you're not having a good day and for some reason you don't feel like going to work, but you just go to work because you just have to go to work. And you yourself know that you are just occupying a space because you're not really present. I mean, you look at the meetings in the morning, no contribution from you. You just do your job and stay in your lane. At the end of the day, you check out from work. This is how it is for a woman as well when she has emotionally checked out. She's just there, but then again, she's not present. She's not engaging you in any form of communication, not, talking about how her day has gone. More on this later, by the way. But she makes sure that there's nothing that you can complain about. A scenario is she doing the chores, she making sure you're properly fed, doing other things around the house that, supports you, supports the family. She doesn't have any issue doing all this, but things are not just like before. I'm not going to tell you exactly what you should watch out for because obviously I didn't marry your wife, and I would say that women are different despite the fact that they are similar in different ways. But trust me, if you're someone that pays attention a lot, you would know that aside from the regular chores in the house and aside from the regular things she does for the family in general, there's just something off. That light switch has been put off. There's not that glow. She happy to see you when you get back from work. It's not just there. That is when you should be able to look at it carefully to know that your wife might just be thinking on cheating or getting a divorce. Two, she stops complaining about you or about things in general. We all know that women on the average complain about things. I mean, what would not be a turn off for a man would be an 100% turn off for women. An example is where you put your shoes when you come back from work. Also, the way you press the toothpaste, probably you press the toothpaste at the middle instead of you pressing it from the end. And you notice that these little things that your wife used to complain about, she's just not complaining about them. You even bring up the issue that you've noticed that she no longer complains about this, that, and this. And she tells you she's not in the mood. And it's not just, she telling you that she's not in the mood. It's the fact that the attitude or the body language at which she expressed herself is not giving. I mean, it's negative. This should be a very good pointer that your wife is or has emotionally checked out of the marriage. And most of the time, when a woman has emotionally checked out of a marriage, there's likelihood that the next thing that might be coming up is either she cheating first, then getting a divorce, or she getting a divorce. Three, she doesn't talk to you anymore. I mean, this is the time that you usually get a one-word answer or a one-sentence answer anytime you ask her questions like, how was her day and what she been doing? And on a normal day, your wife engage you, talk about this, that, maybe on the phone, you guys can talk for 2 hours, 3 hours. And the thing is, you just left home, but somehow you guys just enjoy your company, you talk. And on your way home, you also talk. Those are the usual routines that you guys have. And all of a sudden, you begin to discover that anytime you ask her questions, anytime you ask her, about, the regular things that usually engages your wife, you begin to notice that all this no longer interests your wife. this is a very good pointer, and this is something you should not ignore, especially if your wife is the kind of person that gets this kind of pleasure from talking to you. 4 is she not wanting any physical contact, not to talk of intimacy. On a regular day in your home, as a man, you would want to spank her butt cheeks, you would want to, give her a hug, kiss her. You want to do silly things that might initiate sex or not. And these things are things that your wife usually look out for. It entices her. It shows her that you love her and you're still interested in her. And as time goes by, you begin to notice that you do these things and yet it is not even obvious that you're doing these things. At first, it starts with you doing it and you get no response from her, or you get a cold response from her. Then later on, you discover that she doesn't even want you to do those things like, spank about and, give her a hug. She avoids physical contact. She could predict when you're about to, have a physical contact with her, and she begins to avoid this contact. At first, it might look like probably she's not in a good mood because you just noticed. But if this becomes recurrent, it's happening the first day, the second day, first week, first month, second month, and you've called at times without number to talk with her that what's going on. Is there anything that is the issue? Is there anything that you've done? And she's not able to voice out or tell you in particular that this is exactly what you've done. This should be a very big red flag to you. It should be a pointer that there's something wrong and something might be coming up next. 5, she invests her emotions into other things that interest her. On a regular day, your wife invests her emotions in you. She wants to, talk to you, give you the 100% attention, make sure you're properly fed, make sure at least the bedroom is still hot, and she's trying her best to make sure she empties you, if you know what I mean. But as time goes by, you begin to understand, or you begin to see that, she pours her emotions into her business, her career, her family, and worst of it all, she invests her emotions into her children. At these times, you see your wife engage your children more than she wanting to talk to you. And at these times also, you see her, instead of my husband first, it becomes my children first. At these times also, you begin to see her, develop more interest in things that really, interest her. Probably, for example, she doesn't like watching TV. And at these times, you see her watching more TV. This should be a pointer that she is or she has checked out of the marriage. Except, of course, this is something due to what you have done. And she is now trying to, see how you can recognize this and make amends. If it is none of this, she has emotionally checked out. Now, wrapping up. Most of the time, when your wife has emotionally checked out of the marriage, it doesn't mean that she has checked out. Her emotions is a pointer that you should pay attention that something is going wrong. And if it's something that you're capable of, you should try as much as possible to save your marriage in every way you can. But if there is nothing you can do, then it is high time to begin to close the doors and wrap it up, because cheating or divorce might come up next. I hope you were able to learn one or two things from this video. If this video was impactful, do the usual, like, share, and subscribe. And also, please drop your comment on what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.